I'm late. Sorry. I was so late. Ugh. Uh, I don't know if I even promised y'all I wasn't gonna do that again, but it might happen again. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. It might. I was actually just finishing taking a shit. I didn't want to sit on the toilet with you guys. So, you know, again, at least again, because we already know I've done that before. But anyways, welcome. Episode 7. I had a great night. A great fucking night. I had went out and to like an open mic, and it was so exhilarating to see people doing their thing out in the open, not superstars yet, you know, but they was just, letting us see their craft. I enjoyed myself so much. I'm about to go back and I might be on that stage, you guys. I might just be on that stage next time, but we'll see. Anyway, so this week, I don't know what to talk about again. I think I had an idea. I got in a good conversation with somebody about, I think I wanted to go into spirituality. I did mention about time traveling, and we will get to that. I promise, guys, we'll get to that eventually. I think this week is a good, um, I'm very built right now on spirituality and talking about that today. Because there was a certain thing uh, that I felt like somebody's performance definitely came through to me, like on like a okay, she's talking directly to me type shit. Like I came here for the first time, and then I heard all of my basically some stuff that I've been talking to myself about, or things that I was trying to find answers for, but I didn't have the answers, and then she was basically laying it all out for me. And I was like, "Yep, that's the reason why I came here tonight." These are the things that they're called signs. These are the things that we do not see with the naked eye. We can only feel them. And I feel like that's something that's on a deeper level. Like there's so much, I told somebody this today, that there's so much going on that we cannot see with our naked eye. At least some of us can't see with our naked eye. And I will give you guys an example of the times that I've seen things that I know were definitely messages or outer worldly stuff that I probably wasn't supposed to see with my own eyes, but I seen it. Um, like just recently, and I have to explain this to you. Um, and this is me being extremely vulnerable, just so you guys know, extremely vulnerable. I don't know what's gonna happen. Like, I mean, let me just say that nothing's gonna stop me, period. But it's an this is making me extremely vulnerable because I guarantee you the other side does not want me to talk about this. Um, and it's gonna sound crazy too, and I don't care. I really don't. Y'all should know this by now. Raw rebel talk. Y'all should know. Just the other day, maybe like 2 days ago, I experienced where there was a dark moment, and I sat here in my room ready to go to bed, cut off the lights, and it was like that dark, that darkness that, you can see. In that darkness, there was a darker, um, like, not, I want to say like a shape or something like that, but I understood what it was. I could immediately tell what it was, which was, I guess, some, I don't know, some, religions and some other spiritual practices consider this like dark energy or darkness or whatever. Well, as I was encountered by it, like I could see it visually, it started to create blindness on my eye, which I could tell was making my whole eye black. Now, I know this is creepy. I understood what was happening to me, which I was aware of, and I understood it, and I rejected it. This is the good thing. This is why you need to be aware of these things, because imagine if I didn't know that to happen to me. Imagine if I could not see those things happening to me. There was two entities that were dark in my room, and I could see one on one side, one on the other side, which it doesn't it I understand what it was. I understand what it was, or at least maybe I didn't. Let me be completely honest. Maybe I didn't fully understand what it was, but I know I did not want that shit inside my head. Point blank, period. I didn't want that shit inside my head, and I could tell it was starting to pretty much try to enter me because my eye was, like your vision, like my night vision was going, like I could see in the night, you could see things like the shadows of everything or the outlines of everything. Well, that shit was going away. Like it was starting to get pitch black, like as if I was going blind. That's the best way I can explain it. And I could tell that it was that entity or those entities that were causing this to happen to me because immediately, as soon as I started to realize it, I spiritually fought back to stop that from happening to me. And I'm going to go with my instinct and say that those things weren't here to actually help me in any way, shape, or form. I recently had posted something that day that was very spiritual, and I'm going to go into that in a second. And I think that a part of me saying that made me very vulnerable, like now, today. But the good thing is, I'm a strong motherfucker. I am a strong motherfucker. You can't fuck with me. I'm sorry. You really can't. You really fucking can't. I've seen things. I'm aware of a lot of fucking shit out there. And I've seen things and I've pushed things away from me that have tried. And I've only ever seen, and just to give you another idea too, the black eye thing is very real because I seen somebody have black dark eyes before and they were unaware of that. They were completely unaware of it. They did not know that they had darkness in them. They were unaware, but I could see it. Like their eyes, like I'm looking at you, like I'm looking at my hand. I seen their eyes were completely black. And a lot of people can sit here and, oh, well, you maybe took something, da 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 da, maybe. I can make all the kind of excuses I want. But when you see stuff like that, when you've seen plenty of things like that in your life, you don't just start to make excuses for it or think you're crazy. Because how many people have I come across, people know me, that know I'm not mentally, there's nothing really mentally wrong with me. They just know I'm aware of things. I know things. Some things I don't even understand, but I know them. I, I can't explain this to you. All I can say is that if I seen it with my hands, I'm going to believe it with my soul. If I seen it with my hands, and sometimes if I feel it with my soul, I'm going to believe it's true. I'm going to believe that it's true until something proves that it's not. And you cannot tell me that I did not see what I seen. And you cannot make me have an excuse for it or deny me of it or anything. Unless you see things with your naked eye, what are you going to do? Like, how can you explain that? But anyways, so I had mentioned in my post, which was a poem on my poetry page, that, and this was just a thought. These are things, sometimes my poetry is just thoughts or random thoughts that I get, like messages. Like I told you from the first video that we watched, I get a lot of messages, I think, or believe in. And the message that I got that day, or what I was feeling that day, was that, and this is not to scare anybody or to make them believe that, Because I don't want you to believe in what I believe in. If you don't feel it, you don't feel it. You just don't. And that's perfectly okay. Um, you believe in what you need to believe in so that way you can, you can survive in this crazy world because we don't have answers. I don't have all the answers. I'm just letting you know what goes on in my head and my brain, and this is what's going on, my energy, my frequency. This is me giving you what I know of what I can feel, what is my knowledge. I don't know about you. You do with you what you do with what you get, what you need. If this reaches you, then it reaches you for a reason. If it doesn't, I can't explain it to you then. There's no reason for me to explain it to you. But all I'm saying is that um I don't want this to scare anybody either, or to make me believe I have premonitions or blah 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 blah. I mean, I've had some, and like I said, I've had things come true before that I thought about, and then they eventually came true. Like, it just happens that way. I can't explain it. I cannot explain it. But um so I had this vision, or not this vision, but this thought that came to me, and this was feeling, and I had to write it, and I usually write my poetry this way. So um in my poetry, and the funny thing is too, the the whole thing with the darkness too, I actually wrote a poem about that too already. I had wrote some poetry about it, so it was like I was kind of expecting it to happen too. So whatever. Anyways, to move on, I had wrote poetry that day about how basically our ancestors, which is they're not here with us right now, and physical form. I feel like our physical form holds our inner form, which is the light or whatever you want to call it, our ghost, our spirit, our soul, whatever you want to call it, our being, that is encased inside of our physical form, our physical form. And maybe some people's aren't, to be honest. Some people's probably their physical form is their, like, that's them, but it's not them, like them inside no more. Um, this is when, like, how some people, I think, get caught up in like different things or whatever, whatever. I don't know how to I'll get into that a little bit later. But anyways, so our ancestors that aren't here physically but still here spiritually, I think. I thought of I had this feeling, or this thought came to me, that they're really the ones controlling maybe our everyday life. Maybe they're the ones that we pray to. Like, if you pray and you wish for something, maybe you're praying or wishing to your own ancestors, and your ancestors are providing you with exactly what you wish for. Or, vice versa. They're taking away things to give you what you need. Or they're the ones controlling the show. Like, they're the ones guiding us to where we need to go. Well, my spirit, or whoever, told me that apparently we're going down the wrong path. We as human beings are going down the wrong path. We are not going in the right direction. We're going down the wrong path. Every one of them sees us not caring about our own loved ones. Every one of them sees us not caring about our loved ones, or we're not caring about other people, we're not caring about the animals, we're not caring about anything anymore. We're not caring about the universe, we're not caring about the planet, and this is going to end us, is what they're saying to me, or what I'm getting from it. This is going to end us. Now that's blatantly clear. So why would Jasmine need a fucking premonition about that? I don't think I don't think that that was the reason. Uh, I don't know if that was the real reason behind it, but I know that later on that evening, I got two dark things trying to enter me. And I said, hell no. And that's one of the first thoughts that came to mind is why were they here? And I thought it was because of that. So, once again, I'm making myself very vulnerable right now. But let them try. Let them try. I promise you, I already have a backup plan. I have a backup plan every fucking time I do. I know it sounds crazy, but if you're with me, you're with me. You got me. You got me right now. You got me. So, my family's strong as fuck. I'm sorry. Nobody can fuck with us. Nobody can fuck with us. We're strong motherfuckers. We are so strong. So, I'm good. But um what's it called? But anyways, so yeah, so that's partly what I like wanted to discuss about today. So these are things that I think is very critical that we need to discuss because I think a lot of people are blinded. Like they literally can't see or feel that other presence. They can't feel what's going on outside. Like you ever listen to something and felt like goosebumps or crawling like inside your skin? Like maybe right now, like think about that time and think about how your whole body felt. And it's like literally like you're illuminating. Like you're literally illuminating. And you feel it. You don't feel that energy seeping out of your skin right now. And it gives you such a rush. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, just start meditating. Start meditating. Get in tune with your inner self because you need to know what's going on. They are literally probably hunting us. Literally. Probably hunting us. I'm illuminating. So, um, and I know that shit is scary. Maybe it is. Maybe we're going. Maybe I'm going in the wrong direction. All I know is that I got a lot of love at this point. I don't think that if I was going down the wrong path, I would be allowed to go this far, or it would feel so right to go down this path if it was the wrong way. Now, I've been the opposite way. I've been the other way, and that's another thing too I got to admit. So I've been the opposite way where, not caring, not giving a fuck. All of that shit hurts later. Like you don't it still hurts. Not drinking a lot, smoking a lot. All of that stuff hurts you. It doesn't make you illuminate. It doesn't not make you reach somewhere that you're supposed to be. It literally hurts you. I don't even know how to explain like what you need to help yourself other than you need to find what joy you have inside of you and bring it out. You have to get to the bottom line, the bottom. So erase everything. Erase all of the things that make you feel good right now, whatever it is, erase it. Say, okay, if I don't feel good without having sex, let me get rid of sex. If I don't feel good without drinking, let me get rid of drinking. If I don't feel good without money, let me get rid of it. If I don't feel good without all of that shit, you let it go to see what's at the bottom. When you get to the bottom, you literally have to look at yourself and realize all of those things were here just so I could hide from this small amount of pain that I was holding on to for a long time. a long time. And I could tell you one thing. I come from a family with a lot of pain. A lot. That shit don't go away. That shit don't go away. It gets passed down to the next generation and the next generation to the next generation. Somebody has to be able to be strong enough to stop that shit. Has to be able to be strong enough to stop that shit. Thank God for my family. I'm strong enough. Bitch. No, I'm playing with y'all, but still, like, it's a lot of pain, and that shit gets passed down. I promise you, I promise you, I promise you, I promise you that shit gets passed down. It's because of the simple fact that, look, listen, because let's say your parents didn't deal with their pain. They didn't deal with it. They never dealt with the fact that, your 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 father got beat up as a kid, like from his father. So your father, instead of dealing with it, decides he's gonna drink or smoke or drink or whatever. So now he's good as long as he's drinking and smoking. He doesn't have to deal with those traumas. He never had to because he's drank and he smoked. Now let's say, for instance, your dad gets a little bit too drunk every now and then he beats up you or your mom or whatever. Now that trauma that he had is now being passed down to you. That was the same thing his daddy did to him. He's going to do it to you because he never actually dealt with it. He never actually forgave his father. He never actually did what he needed to do to move past that point. He only blocked it. He only blocked it with alcohol and cigarettes. But those demons don't go away. They simply they're going to be there. They're going to be there still. Like, you have to face them. You have to face them and admit that's why you're hurting all the time. That's why you're hurting. So until I forgive, until I can look past this point, until I can literally look past this point and say, you know what, or learn from it. Learn from everything. You can literally learn from everything. There are no losses. Learn. Learning. No loss. No loss. No loss. Learn. It's a lesson learned. No loss. There's no loss. It's a lesson learned. You learned something. If you don't learn from it, then it is a loss. You're losing. You're losing until you learn from it. How about that? You're losing until you learn from it. So, what trauma that I had to overcome? I guess I'll go into that later. No, some of my poetry does describe some of my traumas. Most of my traumas from my relationships. So a lot of, if you guys didn't hear the stories, yes, a lot of those relationships were domestic abuse, um a lot of drugs, alcohol, suicide, manipulation, um mental or emotional abuse, mental abuse, like attacking my pride and, or not my pride, but attacking my self-confidence. Like, all of those things, man. All of those things I had to learn from, learn that I allowed those people to do those things. I allowed them to do them. Because I could have easily left. I could have easily left. A lot of times I could have easily left in my relationship, but I didn't. I stayed. And that's something I had to realize, that I was the issue. I could have easily left. I did that shit. I take responsibility for it. I do. That's why I had to learn. I need to look at myself and stop looking at others. Because if I look at everybody else and keep pointing the finger and pointing the finger and pointing the finger and pointing the finger and pointing the finger, that's just covering up my bullshit. I'm going to be safe because it doesn't look like I did anything wrong. No, you did a lot of shit. You do a lot of shit. You're a fucked up individual, just like me, just like you. I'm fucked up. Everybody's fucked up. Nobody comes out perfect. Nobody. Nobody. But if you can't look at yourself and realize what you did wrong too, and always make it the other person's fault, you're not learning. You're losing. You're always going to be losing. And unfortunately, that sucks for you, because then you're just going to pass that down to your next gen, and then their next gen, and then their next gen, until one of them is brave enough to look at themselves and go, I'm a fucked up individual. Yep, I'm fucked up. I'm fucked up. Everything's my fault. Everything's my fault. But now I can learn from it. Now I learned a lot of things. Now I learned I don't like motherfuckers hitting on me. I learned exactly how to spot that motherfucker before that motherfucker gets to the part where he starts beating on me. Nope. Now I know. I could tell when a motherfucker's a motherfucking beater. I can tell when a motherfucker wants to hit somebody. Yep. Now I know. And let a motherfucker put his hands on me now. He won't have hands. He won't have motherfucking hands. I guarantee you that. Bet that. He won't have hands. Let a motherfucker put his hands on me. But yeah. So this is my knowledge and stuff today for you guys. I had a really good day though. I want to cool it down just because that was heavy. No, I mean, honestly, like, it's tough. I'm not gonna say I was, like I said, I can't say I was perfect. I'm a fucked up individual. There's a lot of things about me that I have to realize about myself. And, like, one of the things was, like, my last video where I was saying that all of that stuff about how I don't need nobody, I don't need it. That's, I'm gonna be honest, that's sometimes a front with me. Like, sometimes I could put that face on and pretend like I don't need people. But majority of the time, yes, I feel just as lonely as anybody else. I will. I expect people to understand that when I say that I'm not lonely, or I'm good, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. I expect somebody to look through that bullshit and see me sitting right in front of them, like begging, "Hey, help." But I mean, and then sometimes there are times where I'll be like, "Okay, no, I actually am good. I really don't need your help." But it'll be more casual. It definitely, you could tell sometimes when people are being too much and when people are like definitely crying out for help. I mean, you might not, and that's okay. I'm not expecting everybody to be, Jesus. It's just, sometimes you gotta go through shit to get to learn shit. You gotta go through shit in order to know shit. Not saying go run out there and get yourself in trouble and do stupid shit. I'm just saying, in order to learn, you have to have gone through, or in order to learn something, you have to have gone through something, or you have to go through it. I don't know. Uh, I don't know, guys. It was a great day, though. I'm I'm really satisfied that I'm gonna go back. I went to an open house. My bad. I didn't tell you guys where I went. I went to, or did I? I can't fucking remember. Sorry, my memory's. Ah. Anyways, well, I love you guys. I'm gonna cut it short because I love you guys, and just spread love. Uh, live free and think for yourself. Okay, think for yourself. For yourself. you know, learn for yourself. Blah, 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 blah. All right. I love you guys.